Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Snazzy Hippo Mission Downsize. I am Cheryl and we are doing check-in number 7. Super excited. So week 6 I weighed 291.4 and this week I weighed 290.6. So I am down an 1/8 of a pound, not a whole pound, but you guys, I am so close to being down 10 pounds. Super juiced, super excited about that. Everything's been the same, nothing's changed. So yeah, totally excited because the first 10 pounds, gone baby, baby bye. Okay, so this week I am going to do an introduction to meal prep. My friend Linda asked me if I could talk about it on my channel, so I was like, great, I love meal prepping. There are multiple ways to prep your food. So next week I'm going to disclose a little bit more about exactly what I eat and how I prepare my foods. I did not have time this week to do that, but I had already decided that I was going to split it up into 2 sections. So, reverse. So this week I'm going to be talking about meal prepping. Does anybody meal prep? I feel like when I prep my food, I'm definitely setting myself up for success for the next day. You know, a popular saying for other things is to take it one step at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time. And I feel like when you set yourself up prepared for the next day, it makes it easier to stay on track and make healthy choices. So the very first thing that you need to do if you are trying to be healthy and, you know, as far as meal prepping is, you have to decide what program you're going to follow. There's so many different diets and diet books and menus and weight loss programs out there that it's very overwhelming. So I suggest that you go onto Pinterest, go onto Google, online somewhere, and decide what program you're going to want to start with. So whether you're doing low sodium, low calories, low carb, the keto program, there are so many different variations. So you just need to decide what you want to do. That's the very first thing, because like I said, it can be overwhelming. I still to this day will look at a program or hear about something, so I'll go and research it, and I'm like, oh, I could totally do this. But you really just need to pick one and stick with it and try it out for 30 days and see if you like it and if it works for your lifestyle and if you're getting results. And then maybe you want to continue on it, maybe you want to try something else. So it's totally up to you what you choose to do. I support everybody's decision, and not everything works for, you know, everybody. Everyone's different. So yeah, go and decide what you want to choose. That's first step. The second step is to put a grocery list together of and not just a grocery list, but like a main list. So I think that when I go grocery shopping, I like to write down everything that I can have or want, and then because our budget's a little bit tighter, once I go to the store, I pick and choose like what's in season, what's on sale, what I can find. I can find certain things at one store that's cheaper. So I try to get like produce at one store and my protein at another store. And it all just varies on, you know, what I need, what I have at the house. So get your main list together. If there is something for sure that you know that you're going to want to find, I just highlight it. And then I make adjustments. So let's say I really wanted to find blueberries, but for whatever reason, I couldn't really find blueberries. The blueberries that I found at the store, I didn't really like. So even though those were an item that I was really hoping to find, I'm like, okay, well, instead of having blueberries, I'm going to have blackberries, or I'm just going to go with a whole nother fruit in general. That way you have options and you have variety, and you don't, like, not last minute, you're like, oh yeah, can I have this? Is this on the program? Is this not on the program? Because certain programs, even fruits and vegetables both have higher sugar intake, higher calorie intake, more starches. So even though it's a vegetable or a fruit and it's labeled naturally healthy, if you're trying to stick to a particular program, you want to make sure that you are prepared for any oddball out. Unless you want to go shopping at 5 different stores, that's up to you. I like to save time and all that. So then I'll take my list. I like to keep the same list going, and that way I always know what's available until you start to learn the program a little bit more. Hope that makes sense. The third thing that you're going to want to do once you get your food together is you're going to want to start deciding when you're going to have those foods. So for breakfast, I'm going to have, just for an example, this is what I do. I'm going to have my fat-free cottage cheese and half a cup of strawberries. So that's going to be my breakfast. And then I'm going to chop up some of these cucumbers and I'll pack those in my lunch as a snack. And then my lunch, I'm going to do salad with chicken breast. Okay, so in order for me to do the chicken breast, I need to make that ahead of time. So now that you have planned out all your meals, you've already gone to the grocery store, you already have them in your house. Now you're going to plan out, okay, so I need to grill my chicken breast. I'm going to need to do some chopping of vegetables, all that good stuff. So that's kind of, I see people do these huge meal preps and I feel like it gets overwhelming. So if you're like me, I suggest you start with smaller days. So do even like a 2-day meal prep. So I'm going to prep my food for Monday, and I'm going to prep my food for Tuesday, because I know Tuesday night I have free that I can prep my food for Wednesday and Thursday and then maybe Friday. Or Tuesday I have a meeting, so I'm not going to be able to prep food on Tuesday. So instead, on Sunday, I'm going to prep for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I know Wednesday I'm going to have some time to finish out the end of the week with Thursday, Friday. So it kind of varies with your schedule and what your life looks like. I was spending a lot of time in the kitchen, regardless if I meal prepped or not. So I've really cut down my recipes and the meals that I'm making to be super simple. So I'm not spending that much time in the kitchen. And it's really worked out for me. If you are really into more elaborate meals and you feel like that's what you're going to do, I suggest like doing a crock pot meal, or like a big pot that you can then freeze your meals in Tupperware. Let's see, or doing them on the weekend when you're going to have more time to cook, and maybe doing a double recipe. And then you can either freeze it or plan, chicken Parmesan. I don't even know if that's really like a good healthy meal, but I know it takes a lot of steps. So if you were to do that on Saturday, you can cook the meal on Saturday and then pack it for lunch on Monday. I hope that makes sense. So next week I'm going to go a little bit deeper into what I do, what my shopping list looks like, what it's like to go to the grocery store with me. If you still have any questions, let me know, and I will check in with you guys next week, week 8. Oh my gosh, that means it's been 4 weeks. Okay, thanks for all the love and the support, and I hope that I find you all well and continue focusing on your health. All right, bye you guys.